You may have heard in recent years that Sonic the Hedgehog, the original Genesis game and not the '06 reboot, is mid or even bad. Well, today I will try to convince you on how Sonic 1 is better than you imagined. Sonic 1 is the original Sonic game released back in 1991 for the Mega Drive or Genesis, depending on your region. The game became a cultural icon, and the rest is history. But let us go back to when Sonic 1 was the only Sonic game. What was the story? Well, Sonic, even for one game, had a bunch of lore. However, I will only go over the in-game plot. So, none of the concept art stuff or the original backstories. Alright, let's get to it. Dr. Robotnik is up to no good, kidnapping animals, or animal napping if you prefer, to power his badniks, and he's on the hunt for the 6, not 7 yet, Chaos Emeralds, to spread his empire and industrialize South Island. Sonic, being a representation of freedom, decides that enslaving animals is not cool. Even in real life, that's not cool. So he sets out to find the 6 Chaos Emeralds and stop him. That's the basic story. In this game, Sonic goes through 6 zones: Green Hill, Marble, Spring Yard, the infamous Labyrinth, Starlight, and the often forgotten Scrap Brain. Now, when it comes to telling a story, Sonic 1 does it well. And you may know that the Sonic games, or at least the classic Sonic games, are more show don't tell, especially the first game. Well, how do they tell it well? Well, with the animal capsules, the music, the boss fights, and even the levels and the level order. You can see the way that Sonic 1 is ordered is really interesting. You start with lush green hills, then the ruins of Marble, to the sparkling cities of Spring Yard, the ruins of Labyrinth, the starlit cities of Starlight, and the dystopian nightmare of Scrap Brain. You can see the levels tell a story of how Sonic starts in the natural, then progresses to the cities, and then dystopia, showing what Robotnik would do if he won. And Labyrinth can be used that its ruins are built under Spring Yard and Scrap Brain, or you could say that Scrap Brain and Spring Yard are built over Labyrinth. With the story out of the way, let's get to the gameplay. Since it's Sonic 1, it's the only Sonic game to not have the boost or spin dash, meaning it's entirely momentum based. So if you want to get up a steep hill, you basically gotta backtrack. And certain places, especially in Green Hill Act 3, if you wanted to take the secret route and have accidentally took the spring to the middle route, well, you're basically stuck and you have to continue on the middle path or get onto the top path. So basically, Sonic's movements are pretty good for being limited. The way Sonic games work is that as long as Sonic has at least one ring, he won't die. You can even get shields, speed shoes, extra lives. Now, that's the standard. What about the levels? Well, most people usually say the same thing: Green Hill good, rest of the game bad, especially Labyrinth, with Marble Zone and Labyrinth being the main pieces of evidence. For me, in my opinion, the rest of the game is amazing too. Let's take a look at the level order. So we got Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone, Spring Yard Zone, Labyrinth Zone, Starlight Zone, and Scrap Brain Zone. In the original level order, it was Green Hill, Labyrinth, Marble, Spring Yard, Starlight, and Scrap Brain, with Spring Yard and Scrap Brain having different names. That level order is bad because of the immediate difficulty curve caused by Labyrinth Zone. But then if you switch Marble and Labyrinth with Starlight and Spring Yard, only the first half will be interesting because of the fast sections are at the beginning and the slow sections are all the way at the back. The current structure of Sonic 1's levels is perfect because for every speed level, there is a traditional platforming level. People often forget that Scrap Brain Zone is a perfect mix of platforming and speed on certain paths. Every level has a purpose, whether it's Green Hill Zone being the start, Labyrinth Zone being the difficulty ramp, or Scrap Brain Zone being the finale. They all do their job and they do it good. Everyone brings up how Green Hill Zone is the perfect jungle gym starting level. No one brings up how Scrap Brain Zone is one of the best final zones with the background, music, the level design, and the bosses. You could see that the backgrounds started changing what they would eventually go with Sonic 3. For act changes, they started with Scrap Brain, and it's very, very smart that they did that they start on the outside showing the dystopian, then going into the belly of the beast, then showing what Robotnik did to the other part of Labyrinth, Scrap Brain Act 3, before coming back up for the finale. Am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, I did. Everyone's feelings on the special stages for this game are valid. They are the worst out of the classic games. Basically, this special stage is an acid trip maze that you have to navigate to find the Chaos Emerald. It's not even worth it in this game to get the good ending, unless you're doing 100%. Oh, and the way you get the special stage is carrying 50 rings at the end of the level, with an exception of Scrap Brain Zone. You can imagine how painful this can be if you accidentally miss a special stage so happily. Now you have to get one in Labyrinth. Or just not and skip to Starlight and try to get your final ones there. But that's the gamble that you'll have to take sometimes. I'm so glad that they changed this in almost every single classic Sonic game. So this is the end of the video. Do you agree with me or not? Let's talk about it in the comments. Also, this is my second channel, so subscribe to this and my main. And the next video will either be about Sonic 2 or Five Nights at Freddy's 1. See you on the flip side.